A very good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for your time today. Why is it that the ATM is insisting on a secret ballot for this particular vote of no confidence?
Well, good day, Sister Thami and your viewers. Thank you for the opportunity. We insisted on this because you will, if you have seen our letters to the Speaker of Parliament, we have been insisting that we want all the members of Parliament to exercise their rights freely without any fear of prejudice at the end of the day. They have to exercise their democratic right in a manner that will make them not to be any under stress, any under pressure. That's the reason why we insisted. And also that there is a precedent in this matter. It's not the first time that the motion of this nature is submitted to Parliament. There is a precedent, there is a court judgment already in the matter. So we are not asking something that has never been practiced, that has never happened in that Parliament. It's something that is there.
We've seen the Speaker of Parliament twice dismiss your request. Give us reasons why you believe this may be the case.
Well, according to our letters, we said we do not believe, our last letter to her, we do not believe that her reasons of declining the secret ballot request is a rational decision. Those reasons do not give us any confidence that she's acting independently, exercising her mind in the best interest of members of Parliament. We do not want someone in her position to play any kind of a party politics. It's one of the reasons that we took them. We do not believe that the rationality prevails on what she said to us.
You've just mentioned, Mr. Mncwabe, that there is a precedence to this. And I mean, you are referring, and you've mentioned this before, that there's a parallel between the motion of no confidence that you are wanting to pass now and that which was initiated by the UDM in 2017 against then President Jacob Zuma. What do you believe are the parallels? What are the similarities between these two situations?
Well, it's the same thing. We are dealing with the head of state. We are dealing with the leadership issue. And we are also assessing whether the performance of the leader of the state is what the people want. You look at what is happening in the country. We detailed all those things in our letter. And all what is happening gives us one conclusion. The leadership of the country is weak. The leadership of the country is not taking the country to the right direction. And that gives us no other option but to say we have to get a strong president who can take decisions, who can be able to attract investors, who can be able to discipline even members of his own cabinet. If you don't have that kind of a leader, the country is going to the bush. We have to change that person.
One area of difference regarding the situation now, and this is according to the parliamentary spokesperson, Mncwabe, is that you're wanting a secret ballot. But they say that you haven't been adequately been able to show and to prove that the atmosphere in Parliament is one of, they say, toxicity or that it is highly charged, that you cannot compare 2017 atmosphere to the atmosphere that currently exists now regarding the president. Your thoughts on that?
Well, my only problem here now at this stage is that my hands are tied to go deeply to the matter, since it's now in the desk of the judge, the subject care matter. But we have detailed all of these things, that the situation it's highly toxic. We don't know what the speaker means that the situation is not. We have seen scenarios in the political atmosphere of this country that indicate that the situation is not okay. You cannot expose members of Parliament in that kind of risk. You cannot expose people who've got constituency offices in their areas. They sit with these people. They sit with their members in communities. And you expose them to a situation where they can, after everything, they can face some certain consequences. That won't be nice.
How confident are you that you would receive support from other political parties should a secret ballot be granted to you? Have you been lobbying perhaps other members of the African National Congress? Have you been having conversations with other members of parliament that give you confidence in believing that should this be a secret ballot, that you have a reasonable chance of success?
We are not scared, Mrs. Thami, with our motion. We have since day one, on the 11th of February, when we submitted this motion, we started canvassing, lobbying, talking to our colleagues there. Even now, after the Speaker came back to us last week to say, yes, next week your motion will be debated, we mandated the President to continue, our own leader, to continue engaging other party leaders. We've done that, and we'll continue to do it up until that day comes. But we are not afraid, we are not scared. Remember, it's not the numbers, it's not the seats, because some people will always say, you guys have got 2 seats, you guys have got 2 seats. It's not the 2 seats that counts, but it's the conscience of members of parliament across parties when they see that there's something going on which is wrong in the country.
The Democratic Alliance has opted out. They've opted not to participate in this particular vote. How does that make you think and feel?
Well, we all know Democratic Alliance, and we all know the DA. We understand the angle they are coming from.
And just for clarity, what is that angle that they're coming from? When you say we know them, what is it that we know about them?
Well, I think their chief whip has been saying the way ATM was formed. She was talking about all those allegations that have been withdrawn, unproven, and people apologize. She has been bringing those things that we know. Some people in the ruling party were there when we were formed. All those things, shame, that has never worked. That has been dismissed. She was coming from that angle. So we know that they still have that old thing that has never been proven even by themselves as well. So it doesn't worry us much. It doesn't worry us much. We know that angle and not concern ourselves on what they are saying for now. We are dealing with the serious issues for now. Remember, this is not a small or a trivial motion. We are dealing with the head of state here. So we are not going to concern ourselves with other things that are trivial.
And talking about that, which you've just mentioned, the allegations of how you as the ATM were formed, what is the relationship, or if there are any similarities between yourselves and RET?
There are not. Let me help you. ATM was formed by the religious leaders. It was formed by the group of churches. All what we have heard doesn't exist. Even those who said the SG of a governing party was there, the governing party itself formed a commission of inquiry of some sort, which was chaired by former Speaker Jinwala. They cleared him as well. Some newspapers as well came up and apologized to us. And those who took us, I remember some states were in court, they couldn't even pitch up to be witnesses of those things. So there is no relationship. We are not the faction of any organization. We are not the instrument of anyone in any organization. We are a party formed by a religious organization, a party that has its own constitution, its own policies, its own leadership.
Are you a party that is pro former President Jacob Zuma?
Not at all. Not at all. We are just a Pan-Africanist party. We are not pro anyone who's not our member. We are pro-ATM. We are pro-ATM members. Whoever that is outside the ATM, we are not pro any individual party. We are pro 10 Africanist ideas that must truly liberate a black person. We are pro total economic emancipation of our people, pro expropriation of land. All those are the things that it's in our minds. Not all other things that people have been trying to associate them with us. And we do not know really why people are so scared of the ATM. That's our question. We don't have a response to that. They are saying all sorts of things just to dent us. And we do not know what makes people to be so scared of us.
Mr. Mncwabe, let me ask you, you've made a request for this particular vote for the motion of no confidence to be postponed. What if this is declined? What then?
No. I'm sure you know, Sister Thami, that once the matter is before court in the chambers of the judge, and the judge gives you the date that I will hear this matter on this day and on this day, you cannot therefore go outside and debate it with your colleagues and your friends. That is where the doctrine of sub judice comes in. Law students will tell you. Now, we couldn't, if the court advises that, yes, it accepts the matter. And we want to say, we think the court really takes us very serious. It has given us full 2 days to hear the matter. That says to us, because the judges went through the papers, that says that really the court wants to do justice, the court wants to listen to us, the court wants to apply its mind properly in the matter. Therefore, there is no way that you can also have the matter being debated somewhere, because it has not been resolved in a court of law. We have not received what we want. We are respecting the court. We are taking the advice of the court. We want to give the court enough time to apply its mind and address our matter. So it is logic that you postpone it outside when the judges are dealing with it.
Mr. Mncwabe, I thank you very much for your time this afternoon. That's Mr. Mncwabe, the ATM spokesperson. Thank you very much, sir.